Techno Kart Racing. He starts second on row 2. Leonard van Bogart in kart 250. He's from Belgium. He's with Sodi Kart and run by Winmax team. Charlie Eastwood, kart 234, the reigning world champion. Charlie Eastwood from Ireland, or again a race winner today already. I think he won 2, hasn't he? Won 2 races so far. Row 3, Oliver Myers and Brian Eden. On row 4 from France is Jules Cousin, and once again from his 4th row starting position, Ed Brand. But Ed has been able to make progress from the 4th row of the grid a couple of times today. You can see behind the grid graphic there the kart's being released onto the circuit. On row 5, Piers Lehane from Australia. Hang on if you're watching in Australia. I know it's late. There's only another 10 or 15 minutes to go to see Pierce to the end of his race. He's had a couple of good ones and one bad one, which I don't think was anything to do with him. He got punted off in one of them, didn't he? So he starts on the inside of row 5. And Martin Henkel Mortensen, who's also gone well on a couple of occasions today, he's also in the top 10. And then row 6, Baz Delart, 7th in last year's championship. Antoine Lepesque, top-rated French driver. Row 7, Luke Varley and Jola Fulter. Row 8, Lukat Spartatsuk and Santeri Kallio. Row 9, Petra Betzel and Shane Daly. Row 10, Fazio Franzen and Enrico Battista. Row 11, Brandon Nielsen and Joey Van Splunter. Row 12, Ebba Grandin and Jeremy Lesoudier. Row 13, Alfredo Zabalza and Massimo Assetto. Row 14, Tim Schneider and Andrei Irchenko. Row 15, No Magnus and Amir Hassan. Row 16, Camille Jelen and Alberto Lagala. And then row 17, we should have Christian Thorson and Andrea Zemin in the 274 karts. But he's one of the gold racing team karts that is actually going to be a non-starter. So there should therefore be 35 karts lined up on the grid. And they're just onto the second formation lap. And happily, Ken, the snow's just waning a bit now.
Yes, don't think that's going to be an issue even with the slick tyres presently, but we certainly don't want any more, do we? Well, it's an interesting race because, there's the strength at the front. James Singleton and Kenny Vermeulen on the front row. Leonard van Bogart and Charlie Eastwood on row 2. But as we keep mentioning, Piers Lehane is back on row 5, but well capable of coming forward. Joel Affolter and Luke Varley starting on row 7. If they ever hit the best form that they've ever shown us in the Rotax Euro Challenge, they would be well forward. And Shane Daly, who starts in 18th position, had one blast through the field into the top 10. Can he repeat that? Going to find out. We're going to find out very soon. 10 laps for groups B and D of the seniors to close our senior racing here today. Then we have the 2 DD2 heats, but it's seniors for the time being. James Singleton on pole and Kenny Vermeulen joining him on the front row. Who's your money on this one? Incidentally, in that little wrap, I never mentioned Baz Delart got himself well to the fore in a couple of his races, looking a little bit like the Baz Delart that we saw a couple of seasons back, or maybe it was 3 seasons when he had his strong showing. Chris and myself, those of you viewing online, if you look at the red building to the right and you see that glass window at the front, you probably don't see us waving, but that's where we are. Oh, and not terribly even break, and that's an easy start to the lead for James Singleton, followed by Leonard van Bogart. But immediately there's contact on the outside. Chris has his glasses up. There's no way I can tell you who they are, but
Pierce Lehane, one of them.
Pierce Lehane, one of them. Oh, no, 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 no. That is so bad fortune. I'm completely neutral, and in fact, as a sporting Brit, I'm not averse to seeing Aussies not winning everything, but it's a long way to come to race karts and not get a run. And with James Macken struggling as well, Pierce Lehane. Did you see exactly what happened there, Chris?
I think just a chain reaction again. 6 or 7 karts, banging wheels. Somebody had a super late braking move down the inside, and it kind of sent everybody offline and panicked them a bit, I think, out of the way. And then just a chain reaction, Constantine ring up under braking, and a few of them ran off onto the grass and knocked them down the order. But they're still going, most of them.
Well, it's a comfortable lead at the end of one lap. That's 3/4 of a second, and it's a good 8 karts length for James Singleton. Kenny Vermeulen in second place, but feeling the heat from Charlie Eastwood to some degree. Not in immediate challenging position, Charlie, but not a million miles away. And Charlie's got Oliver Miles behind him. So with James Singleton with about 8 kart lengths advantage, then the next 3 are clear in front of another group of 3, which are led by Luke Varley. Definitely his best showing. He's not been as high as 5th earlier in the day. Leonard van Bogaert's going to be disappointed to have started on the inside of row 2, but only running 6th. And Bas de Laat, who we did modestly suggest might show, is showing in 7th place. Coming round to the end of the second lap of 10, James Singleton for the time being is in control of this one, but behind him, good little battle emerging. Charlie Eastwood has got past Kenny Vermeulen. Kenny Vermeulen fighting back, but the Irishman looks to have locked the door. Ollie Myers just detaching ever so slightly in 4th place. Oliver Myers was running strongly behind Charlie Eastwood until Charlie got past Kenny Vermeulen. But Ollie, just the hint of a detachment. But James Singleton still going strongly. This is about halfway round the 3rd lap of 10. So I guess we're moving from the first quarter of the race to the second quarter of the race. Just looking down the lines a little bit, Ebba Grandine's disappointing in 25th place. And Pierce Lehane, as Chris Hartley told you, suffering something of a mini disaster. He was in 23rd place at the end of lap 2. Wants to try to build up to the mid-teens if he possibly can.
And a separate incident on the first lap, we also lost Brandon Nielsen, who's abandoned his kart over on the exit to turn 5. Right, 2nd, 3rd and 4th are all starting to bunch up now at the start of this lap. Eastwood, Vermeulen and Myers, and the race leader, Singleton, about half a second clear. He'll be hoping that the 3 of them start battling each other and hold each other up, and he can carry on up front untroubled. Snow's gone, by the way, now, so it's stopped snowing. And what about this under braking on the way down the back straight? No change, but it all bunched up once again here. Eastwood is definitely coming under more and more pressure in this second place battle. Drag the carts across to the right, take the ideal line through the left-hand hairpin, running 2 wheels over the curbs on the exit there, coming towards you on picture here on the brakes. A little slide from the race leader under braking, James Singleton. 2 race wins, very, very impressive driving from him today. Vermeulen is right on the tail of Eastwood once again in this battle for second place, and Ollie Myers in 4th place has just dropped away a little bit. A glance over the shoulder from Eastwood as he goes over the start-finish line. He knows he's going to come under pressure at turn 1, so he brakes mega late. That almost sends him right onto the tail of the race leader, and they all squash together again. The lead between 1st and 3rd squeezing up like an accordion at the start of this lap, and they're now all together, and 4th place is going to catch them as well, I think, on this lap to bring it all back together. A good run out of the hairpin down the back straight for the race leader, which gives him just a little bit of breathing space under braking through the chicane. Singleton leading Eastwood now. Closing in 3rd place, though, is Kenny Vermeulen.
Charlie Eastwood makes his move, Chris. Oh. Charlie Eastwood makes his move.
And Vermeulen
goes with him. So all of a sudden, James Singleton, from a comfortable-ish lead, finds himself in 3rd place. We're heading towards the half-race distance. Charlie Eastwood in front.
Vermeulen was so tight on the way to the corner there, he almost got his nose chopped off by the race leader.
And incidentally set the fastest lap on the charge through, did Kenny Vermeulen.
Yeah, but Myers has got past him now on the way to the final turn. So Vermeulen looked like he was going to be 2nd going on to this lap. Yeah, actually he is 4th now because Myers got past him. So Eastwood leads, Singleton recovers to 2nd for the time being. Myers is 3rd, Vermeulen is 4th, Henkel Mortensen is 5th, and Delart is 6th.
Martin Henkel Mortensen has been so consistent throughout the day, hasn't he? Not going to win a race, but he's back there in the top 5 again. 4th to 3rd, that's Vermeulen and Myers dicing, isn't it? Trading places.
Yeah, and look at Henkel Mortensen. You talked about him just now. The dark race suit, the orange and yellow helmet. He's right there with them in 5th place and having a look at the inside. A nibble there on the back wheels of the 4th place kart of Myers. He doesn't quite get through, and Myers having to defend then on the way into turn 10. So they accelerate out of there. But with the green kart, black suit and orange helmet, number 276, Henkel Mortensen, he's looking very racy all of a sudden. They're coming up towards the end of lap number 6. And look at the leaders. The gap is coming down on the way into turn 1. Is Eastwood under attack? Yes, but he brakes late enough to hold the place for now, Ken.
Yeah, James Singleton, as he has done so many times in this last 6 to 8 months, losing the lead, but then getting himself poised for a retake. And you would have to say that both Charlie Eastwood in that position and James Singleton in that position, you'd back them to make a move. And there is that move, and James Singleton does execute and goes into the lead. The Welshman goes past the Irishman for the time being. This is halfway round lap 7. In a 10-lap race, so it's not a terminal situation, but James Singleton. And there goes the move again. Chris just pointing out on the screen, those of you viewing RGMMC TV saw how Charlie Eastwood regained the lead. And now again, Chris.
Yeah, it's no point saying it, because it changes
Singleton
again the next corner, doesn't it?
And Kenny Vermeulen as well. They're all there. James Singleton, Charlie Eastwood and Kenny Vermeulen, and it changes again, does it?
Henkel Mortensen's in the mix. He's just gone to third place.
Gone into third.
Big slide there as well from Myers, I think it was, wasn't it? Instead of fourth place now, coming out of the turn. This is a frenetic scrap. 7 carts together for the lead of this race now, coming onto the back straight. Have you told them it's not the final yet? Because they're racing like it is. Fantastic stuff. Eastwood then having to stare at the back of somebody else's cart. Singleton having got himself back up into the lead of the race here, but Eastwood has pulled off some great moves at this next corner. He does so again down the inside. Carbon copy of what he did earlier, and Eastwood back into the lead of the race. Can he hold it for more than one corner this time, though?
Just a quickie. Pierce Lehane up to 15th place. Big disappointment for Ed Brand, only 9th, but Pierce Lehane repairing the damage as best he can. This is the end of lap 8, and it's all to race for the victory.
Could be the race of the day, this, Ken, I think. It's a really good one. Really strong battle up front, and further back from 5th and 6th there. Absolutely tied together as well. Eastwood leads. Singleton is 2nd. Vermeulen is 3rd. A very racy Henkel Mortensen in the 276 cart. The Danish driver looking really strong in the black race suit there. 1 or 2 flurries of snow coming down again. Top 4 just breaking away now from Delart and Van Bogart, who ran in 5th and 6th positions. Could we see a change here? Late on the brakes from Martin Engelsen. Great move up to 3rd place. He's looking really good today. So up to 3rd place for the Danish driver now. And he's on to the tail of James Singleton, already a 2-time race winner. And the race leaders won 2 as well today in the heats. And it's Charlie Eastwood. Lap and a bit to go. Ken, over to you.
Well, you have to say this one is still not over yet, because Eastwood, Singleton, Vermeulen, they're all in with a shout. James Singleton goes into the lead, and Martin Henkel Mortensen says, hey, I've enjoyed being 5th, I've enjoyed being 4th, I'm going to try 2nd place, and I'll battle for the victory, because it's Martin Henkel Mortensen, the Dane, putting the pressure on the Welshman. James Singleton turning left to the hairpin at the approach to the freeway straight. Martin Henkel Mortensen taking an unusual approach to that on the wider outside. Hasn't been able to put a challenge on. James Singleton holding position. We've got 8 drivers potentially in that train. Not 8 potential winners, but 2-3 potential winners. James Singleton coming down towards us. Those of you on screen, see them coming down towards you now. This is James Singleton weaving to close the door against Martin Henkel Mortensen. They emerge to the final turn, and a lot more weaving. And James Singleton, who's been impressive, and Mortensen trying for the slingshot. He's not going to win, but a great drive by the Dane into 2nd place. But James Singleton wins it. Martin Henkel Mortensen 2nd. Kenny Vermeulen 3rd. Bas de Laat, with the aid of a fastest lap, came 4th. Charlie Eastwood will think, what on earth did I do to manage only to come 5th? Lennart Van Bogart, a very satisfactory 6th. Ollie Myers 7th. Luke Varley 8th. Edward Brand, gonna feel disappointed with 9th. But Pierce Lehane, against the odds, drives into the top 10.
Yeah, it should see him safely into the pre-final, shouldn't it? That was, we didn't even talk about Ed Brand, did we? But there's so much going on up front. And, Singleton went superb day. 3 wins for Singleton. He's been on the money all day long. But Henkel Mortensen, you could almost see him growing in confidence as that race went on, couldn't you? He believed in himself. He could do it. He could overtake them. He could mix it with them. And he was really, really strong there. So hopefully we'll get to hear from him. Tiff is going to try and speak to the Dane, who only lost the race by 86 thousandths of a second in the end. So really pleased for him. Vermeulen also, he has been in the mix every time he's been out. So Kenny Vermeulen is a strong home hope here for the Belgians, I would imagine, because Kenny has got a really strong chance tomorrow of challenging for a podium in round 1 of the Euro Rotax Max Challenge. Bas de Laat finishing in 4th place. So a Brit, a Dane, a Belgian, a Dutchman and an Irishman, and then a German in the top 6, one of each nationality there. Leonard van Bogart, being the Belgian in 6th place. Oliver Myers, Luke Varley, Ed Brands and Piers Lehane in the top 10 as well. Shane Daly, Antoine Lepesque, Lukács Bartoszuk, Petra Betzel, Joe Lafolter, Alfredo Zabalza and Joey Van Splunteren in the front half of the field, down to 17th place. In 18th place, we had Jeremy Lezoudier. Enrique Baptista was 19th, and Jules Kazan 20th, the French driver. Christian Thorsen, Amir Hassan, Santeri Kallio, Fazio Franson, and Brian Earden also in the top 25.
Yeah, just picking up on that call, Chris, I guess we'd have to point to Jules Kazan in 20th place as being a disappointment. He's certainly been top 10 material previously, but not such a good drive for him in that one.
Yeah, so that's those particular drivers' last run in DD2. We've got some more racing to come though, but before that, we can see there on screen Tiff, and I'm very happy to say that she's managed to find the driver of the race there for me, Martin Henkel Mortensen. Tiff, let's hear from Martin now.
Okay, so great start from 10th position. You're happy, and can you talk us through the best bits of the race?
Yeah, I'm quite happy. We have been a bit trouble today. We have some problems with the shot shift working and stuff like that. So of course it's a nice way to end the day with the 2nd place. Tough drivers. It's my first year in Rotax, so I'm happy.
And you had to fight, like I said, fight from the back. And does this make it good for the pre-final? Now the cart's working okay?
Yeah, of course. That's of course. You always have the best things work when all goes like it should, and of course it's a tough way to go from 10 to 2nd, but I followed the other guys and they respect each other, and yeah, it's quite nice, good racing.
And do you think you'll be on the pace for tomorrow and even quicker than today?
I hope so. Of course we need to work a little bit tonight and look on the data how it works, and then prepare for a good day again tomorrow.
Okay, well done on your 2nd position.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tiff. Top job. Well done getting hold of Martin. Really, really good to hear from him. And it's always good to be